Get a cup, get a cup, get a cup. Hello, hello. Welcome back everyone to another video on Fresh Cut Slim. And today we're looking at a woman's crazy high standards for a man. This is a TikTok that I saw, and I saw part of it. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I gotta react to this. With that being said, I've downloaded it onto my computer, so I'm not reacting to it off of like YouTube or anything like that. But without any further ado, let's begin. All right, here we go.
Diabolical things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3".
Height, okay. You know what? I know a lot of women like tall men. That's fine. That's fine. But also, for us men out here, if they can be picky regarding height, I think we could be picky regarding weight. So I think that's fine on both sides. But we are only at the beginning of this craziness.
Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built.
All right, I am out. I am out. I was saying recently, I can look in the mirror and flex and you'll see abs, but then if I'm not flexing, I'll have a gut. I don't know what's going on with my body, man. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible.
What? So you want like a salesman? I don't know. Like I think if you sell houses or something, you can make a lot of money, right? But there's no cap to it, I don't think. As well as cars. So you're looking for a tall, jacked car salesman. Is that what you're telling me? I want to know what she brings to the table. The more you add onto a list of stuff that you require, you are valuing yourself at a similar value, right? Do you have a similar value, or are you just thinking that you have that value without actually having it? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because if you're a supermodel and these are your requirements, it makes more sense than if you're like a 2 and these are your requirements. You're valuing yourself at these people's level when clearly you're not on that level. And I don't want to say that and be like, oh, well, looks are everything. Looks are everything. And they aren't. I think personality is huge. Like, this person doesn't look bad, but personality-wise, hell no. I would never date someone like this. The personality is like a 2 or a 1. This is only from 30 seconds of getting to know her. I couldn't imagine living with someone like this.
That's why I will never date a guy who works in like corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is like what, 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you.
Wait, what? You can make a lot of money. You can make a whole more than 150K in corporate. Like if you get a tech job, they pay a lot more than that. I feel like this is the kind of girl who's going to be using the friggin' ChatGPT as their boyfriend. Because you cannot be this picky. Like, you realize people have flaws. You can find someone who's jacked with good money, who's under 6'3". You can find someone who is over 6'3", maybe on the bigger side, and doesn't have a great job. But like, the more specific you get, you are narrowing down the population size into such a tight friggin' circle that you yourself do not match up to their requirements. If they say, oh, I want someone with double D's and a friggin' supermodel, they gotta be making their own money where they don't need to rely on me for money. As soon as they start coming up with requirements, you fall out of that, and then there's no one left for you.
In a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
That's all I will say about that.
And so will you, if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not staying in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really going to help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. Not really.
This gotta be a rage bait thing, isn't it? Like, this is so crazy. I don't care if these are your standards, but like, you're not gonna find someone who meets them. What do you do for a living? Why don't you raise your own standards for yourself, where you'd be like, I don't need a man to take me on business class. I can afford it myself. I don't need someone else to buy me nice things. I got my own money. I'm independent. This whole thing is not independent. This is complete reliability. You are relying solely on this other person for all your financial needs. This is not a strong, independent white person. This is a white person.
impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
That's gotta be rage bait. There's some really pretty girls at my gym, and I would say they're all, the ones that I think are pretty are probably more attractive than this person. And I don't even think they have as high standards as this person would. That's crazy. I hope you guys like this video. Like I'm at she's like talking about marrying like CEOs and stuff like that. That's what she's wanting. She wants a CEO of a company. Girl, what do you bring to the table? A cup? I don't need to be rude regarding how people look here, okay? All I'm saying is she has raised the bar that what she's looking for so high. 6'3", jacked, you know, making like $250,000 a year, business class, $50,000 watch. And what is she? Where do you work? At like a friggin' school, making $30,000 a year, living with your parents. And I'm not saying that to put anyone down. Like if you're out there living with your parents, I'm not saying that to put you down. Because I lived with my parents until I was, you know, pretty old. But it's like, you have raised the bar so high. You are out of that bracket. Anyone in this bracket that you are looking for is looking for people in a similar bracket. Their requirements are probably so friggin' high now because they value themselves so high. They aren't gonna look at you. That's the end of this video. I was floored when I saw this. Like, that's such crazy requirements. And she didn't mention anything about personality. Personality matters so much. It's not everything, but it matters so much. I had this argument with a cousin. It's like, oh, personality is the only thing that matters. So it's like, well, if I don't find you physically attractive and I have to take Viagra every time we're getting down, that's not it. I'm not taking that every time. You know, if I can't perform, there's an issue. There is an importance to being physically attractive. Like when people get married and then the people in the marriage just let go of themselves and just eat as much as possible and get way out of shape, that is a strain on the marriage because the attraction which initially got them together is going to fall apart because they have let go. In any case, you need to have some kind of physical attraction, but the personality of the person is what you're really marrying. Because as you age, things are going to change. But you want someone that, you know, will make you laugh. You want someone that's kind. You want someone, you know, the personality isn't going to change because that is the person. Find someone whose personality suits you the most and that you are attracted to, and I think you'll do all right. Having all these other high requirements, it's a good way to end up alone forever, I would say. But obviously don't set your requirements too low because then you'll end up with someone who's crazy or someone who's, you know, you'll end up in another bad situation. But yeah, whatever. I hope you guys like this video. That's it. I just wanted to rant about this because I saw some of it yesterday and I'm like, this is insane. I have to talk about this. But yeah, there we go. So I'll see you guys next time.